just can't stand to see me happy. Seems you hurt me all you can. Still I go on loving you. I don't ever understand all the pain of loving you. Oh, oh. Hands up if you know that song. 2 hands up if you love it. Dolly Parton and the dearly departed Kenny Rogers. Welcome back to Babbling Brook. I'm your host, Babsido, aka Babalwa Brook. In this episode, I had only lived in the desert for about less than a year still, and I was acclimatizing myself to, dare I say it, the climate in this area. But all of a sudden, we had something unexpected: torrential rain storms. I hope I used that word right. And they impacted the whole region here. In case you didn't know, I'm very close to Death Valley, which is one of the largest national parks in the United States. And it was so impacted, so I tell you about that experience and what the effects were here and there. And apparently, according to a newspaper, the national park representative had said that this was a 1 in 1,000-year event. Imagine that! And that had to happen when I'm here? Anyway, I also update you on some of the TV shows that I was watching at the time. So if you're into them too, let's talk about them. And if not, maybe you might want to check them out. Spoiler alert, it's reality TV shows, at least this time that I mentioned on this episode. And I give you an update on my online selling since I had started doing it permanently a few months prior. Please contact me via any platform that is convenient for you. It could be Babbling Brook Podcast on Instagram. You may join our Facebook group at the same name, Babbling Brook Podcast. And my personal socials are at Babalwa Brook. Thank you for being here and do enjoy. I'll post another one soon. And please, can I just say thank you to everybody who has been listening. Starting from the beginning of February, I've been cranking these things up. And every day when I post another one, I've already had some listens. And it really means the world to me. It's encouraging. I haven't heard back from a lot of people. I would appreciate it. However, just knowing that I'm not just talking into a hole, which I am, but thank you, thank you, thank you. It's August 2022. I think it's August the 16th. I know for a fact that today is Tuesday. And the time, as per usual, I just realized is 1946. And it just hit 1947. And that's also 7:47 in the evening. It's hot as F in the desert of California, not too far from Death Valley. And if you follow the news, or rather, should I say, if you did follow the news in 2022, because who knows when this is going to post, if it will post, and when you are going to listen to it. This year, as soon as August hit, August the 1st, the weather got interesting here. We got warnings. You know, those annoying warnings that we get here in the U.S. I don't know about the rest of the world. But somebody has got our phone numbers, just like everybody has everybody's phone number all over the world. And they send you messages, flash something, emergency type. It's just like
sirens. It's really annoying if your phone is not on silent or vibrate. We got about 3 back to back within the first hour, maybe the first 30 minutes, and then we got another one again the next hour. So that was like, okay, that's enough already. I put my phone on silent because I thought, okay, they're not going to send another one. Then they did, another one, they did, and they did. I got, sidebar, I got a lot of those in when I was on the road tracking, because now you've just opened up your pool of witnesses, as they say in crime documentaries. Because you're driving across the country, you're going to be one of the people who live in this area, one of the people who live in the next area, and the next, and the next, and the next, versus somebody who is stationed in one place and only has to deal with the emergencies in that area. So it would be a child was abducted, here's the vehicle, it would be this, it would be that. Sometimes we wouldn't get texts on our cell phones. I think at some point I managed to disable them. I don't know if I was lying to myself or that's really possible. But sometimes it would be, like those billboards that are electronic, that look like TVs on the side of the freeway in some areas. It would be one of those, and they would put a registration plate and whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I just love that. It's like an Amber Alert. Oh shit, it's an Amber Alert. The ones of kids that are kidnapped are Amber Alerts, but the flash bombs, flash whatevers, that's something else for the weather. So back to the main topic, which I didn't even plan it to be the main topic. I just was like, oh, there's room on my recliner. Let me have a seat, because my computer's freezing a lot. I wasn't able to watch some TV shows. I finished kind of early, and I try to wind down by watching some trash TV and, feel like I do enjoy myself after a long day. I work really long hours, even though I'm self-employed. I push myself really hard, probably harder than, business. Well, I don't know. It's a whole nother topic. So I try to squeeze in some fun in there. And today the computer is not cooperating. This evening, it just freezes a lot. I've been watching the same episode of this show, Ready to Love. I think they're on season 3. Steve Harvey's nephew, quote unquote, Tommy Miles. Wow, I remember his full name. Tommy Miles is a host, very charming guy, very white teeth. And they're doing Miami this year. Last year they did Washington, D.C., and I think before that they did Atlanta. How do I remember all this shit? And I watched the first episode of season 3 a few days ago. And then yesterday I was like, oh, okay, let's watch episode 2. And then I was like, why does none of this? They're like, previously. I'm like, what? I realized I didn't finish the first episode. So I went back to episode 1. I backed up to the 12th minute. I was like, what? I didn't freaking watch this thing. The episode is an hour long, which means without commercials, it's about 42 minutes long. And I only watched 12 minutes. Today, I wake up and I'm like, what happened I didn't finish it. So basically, I just watched probably the 12th minute again yesterday, and I passed out. So I say all that to say I have no idea what I was talking about. So yeah, today I was like, okay, for the love of Pete, let's just freaking finish at least this one episode. Because I wanted to watch Real Housewives of Dubai. I was like, you know what? It's going to be something long to watch, just like, and I'm going to do my own omnibus or binge. And I was like, do I want to be bored for hours? Not that that's possible, because I'm going to pass out. So I put, I ended up doing the Love is Real or whatever, True Love, Ready to Love. And the computer was just like circle of death, just fucking freezing. So I restarted it, froze, and I shut it down. I'm not going to restart again. I'm not going to spend a lot of energy just fighting with a computer and feeling like shit at the end of the day. I'm trying to wind down. So I was like, oh, I could use an iPad to watch this. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's just fucking take a bath and get ready to go to bed. I took a nice bath. Oh my God. I highly recommend baths. I know that like America is a very shower friendly country, but I love me a bath, bubble bath all day, every day. So it feels nice in the house right now because I blasted the cooler. I have a fan, a cooler, as well as another fan, ceiling fan, regular fan, and a cooler, all blowing towards my bedroom. And it felt nice coming out of the bath to that. But I thought the computer would have restarted, but it was just like circling of deathing. So I just fucking shut it. Hopefully it'll be back to its senses tomorrow when I have to do some printing, labels, and shipping for my store. I have an online store. If it's your first time here, and even if it's not your first time here, I think there have been some developments. I have a store now, both on, or maybe I guess I have stores. Wow, I'm branching out. Look at me. What the hell? I just realized that now. I have two stores or one store. Oh, I love this TV. It turns itself off. I couldn't find the button, and I was like, oh man, I'm not getting up from this freaking recliner to go all the way to find a remote because I didn't know where the on button is to turn it off. Perfect, turns itself off. By the way, hi everyone. Hi everybody, my name is Babala Brooke. Welcome to my channel. Oh, this is not YouTube, never mind. I do have one of those as well. I'm the Lever Brooke on eBay as well as Facebook Marketplace. I've been recording a bunch of episodes to see which direction I'm going to end up going with this. If I'm going to end up putting this up, I don't know yet. Because I haven't been able to set aside time to like, okay, let's plan, what we're going to talk about. But it could also be a podcast where we talk about whatever. 31st of July, we got all those, there's going to be a storm in your area. It's going to be a storm in your area. There's a storm in your area. It's already started. A storm is in progress in your area. Okay. No, it's not. Then I thought maybe they have the wrong area. I don't know. Maybe they have me in the wrong area, maybe. I don't know. Next thing I know, following day, cloudy. What? I want to say it looks like rain, but we're in the desert. It never rains. So it doesn't look like rain. I don't know what it looks like. Lo and behold, I take my packages, put them in the USPS crate, and I ready them for the mailman. Next thing I know, wow, oh my goodness, it was incredible. Go outside, and it's like, wow! You just want to scream. It feels so great. Just rain on you. Are you kidding me? I was like, raindrops keep falling on my hair. Is it hair or head? Hair, probably, huh? Because she's a black lady and she doesn't want wetness in her hair. Just saying. I had to get my stuff, and I was like, wait, I can't put my stuff like inside. The mailman's still gonna come, and they don't make an appointment. They pick up when they show up. I was like, oh shoot. So I secured my stuff, and then I put it back ready for the guy to pick it up. And he did. He just grabbed the whole bag. Like, I put everything in a trash bag, and I tied it good. I hope he probably did appreciate that because he didn't have to. Actually, I had scheduled for him to come and pick up, but why should he come into my yard and walk in the rain? Because why? When I'm already outside in the rain, screaming, excited. Let's make his life easier. So that's what we did that day, and the storm was insane for like an hour or two. Do you know that the following day we see online, I saw on Facebook, I didn't go online like to read the news or anything. We see the damage that few hours storm caused in Death Valley. Dude, hey, the freeways are still, today's the 16th. This happened on the 1st of August. Some of the freeways are still closed to Death Valley from my area. I went to a place called Johannesburg. I know. If you're wondering what this accent is, it's from South Africa. I did live in Johannesburg. That's not the Johannesburg I went to recently, drove to. And I saw on the freeways, it said the route to Death Valley is closed. I was like, my gosh, more than 2 weeks later? So this wasn't the first rain. And then the second, it kind of rained a little bit, just like drizzled here in this area. And then I think the third or fourth, like within the first week, the same week, which was also the first week of August, then it got crazy again. Thunderstorm galore. You're sitting here like, now I'm going to find out if this freaking house that I live in has leaks. Right? Because you don't know. When you live in an area that never rains, you don't know if you're buying a lemon. I'm just kidding. I already established that. But yeah, it was insane. And I was like, I mean, how much longer is this going to go on for? Because it's nice. It's like only cute for a short while. But the damage, back to that, one of the things that we saw on the internet was cars. There was like dirt and rocks and everything. These are the cars that were parked in Death Valley. Dirt and rocks, ginormous rocks, just like boulders. No, not boulders, I don't think. How big is at what point does it stop being a rock and start being a boulder? I feel like it's not a boulder, but it's big rocks. They came up to the windows of the cars, dude. Can you imagine a parking lot where everybody went, hiking and sightseeing and taking photos? Death Valley is one of, if not the largest park in the United States. People from all over the world go there every day. The fact that they're there in this season, somebody died there, by the way, like I think in July, I think from heat. They were so close to their car. I don't know if I reported this already. I feel like a reporter now. And everyone's out of their cars, and then this happens, and now it's like, oh, shoot, let me get back to my car. By the time you get back to your car from hiking or whatever, or dying, there's your car just like inhaled by soil, and it's just peeking out from the windows up. That shit was crazy to see. It was unbelievable. I was in Death Valley in April. Was it in April? Yeah, because it was just after I came back, name dropping, from my trip to Mexico. I know I sound like I do things between Johannesburg and Mexico and Death Valley. I really just work, eat, and go to sleep, weigh myself every day, and meditate and do a gratitude journal to try and stay sane. I should be doing more of that stuff. So my heart goes out to all those people. I believe there were no deaths or anything like that, because I guess people were not in the cars when it happened. Otherwise, they would have driven off, right? But it was crazy to see. I'm like, how are these cars going to be removed from here? And some of the dirt cracked and shifted the what is it called? Tar. We call it tar in South Africa, but they don't call it that here. The pavement, the black stuff on the tar on the road. So the road was cracked and shifted, and more shit. Just look up Death Valley. More shit was on the road, on the freeway. You couldn't tell. Everything was just like brown and reddish. They have that reddish dirt in that area. So everything looked like that from the sides. It's beautiful when you're driving there and you're looking at the tar road that's like black, and then the sides that are like red and just like mountains and like deserty. It's really a sight to see just driving to Death Valley. Before you even get there, you could be an hour away from there and it's still already beautiful. So all of that beauty was washed onto the freeway, and everything was, I guess, beautiful. Everything was just like a brownish red, including the pavement. It was a trip. It's crazy for me. Sounds weird to say, it feels weird to say pavement, because to us the pavement is the pavement on the side of what you guys call the pavement. So that's one of the things that happened recently. Online selling is going well. I do have items in the 4 digits now. And I feel really, really good about the progress that I've made. It hasn't even been 3 months since I started. And I kept and keep setting small goals for myself. Oh, let's see if by the end of this week I'll make this much on this platform before deductions. Let's see if I'm going to make this much. Let's see if I can save this much, be able to that. I have been able to pay all of my bills. I do live a very minimalistic lifestyle in the sense that I hardly have any bills that are not, like the necessary ones, and everything is kept to a minimum. So when I say I'm able to pay my bills with this money that I make from the shop, don't imagine somebody who pays thousands and thousands of dollars on bills. That will not be me, just in general as a person. And especially because living here is just so off the beaten path. Yes, because of heat, probably of the heat, maybe I'm using more electricity to cool myself down at certain hours of the day. I don't even do that all day long. During the day, I'm just drenched. I mean, it's a story for another day. I do have a blog, which I need to update. I usually open up more on there. It's babalabrook.com. And I have a YouTube channel. You'll get to see a little bit of when I was doing background acting, when I was in South Africa. I did like road trips and whatever, so filming that. I filmed a little bit of when I was in Mexico. I haven't posted it yet, but by the time you listen to this, it probably will be up. Again, there's a possibility you will never listen to this because I may not put it up. I do a couple of how-tos as well. Whenever I think of something, and I'm also because I'm somebody who's very frugal, and I think of ways to like stretch a buck and penny pinch and whatnot. So I do quick videos on that kind of stuff as well. And my life on the road, very documented because there wasn't much else to do when I was on the road, and I don't have friends, so that would be my outlet of just talking. I have probably hundreds of videos that I haven't put up yet, just like I have probably thousands of items I haven't listed yet. But at least I'm working on the listing of items because that's very immediate, almost. You list and people buy every day, so I'm thankful for that. But with the YouTube, it's just like a labor of love things, but as well as the blog. You can follow me. I'm at Babala Brook everywhere, except for my store, which is The Lovely Brook. Hopefully that's easy enough to remember because you're like, man, this girl, she's lovely. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Let me know what you think of this podcast and what kind of stuff you want to hear somebody leading the lifestyle that I do talk about. I have a feeling, not to toot my own horn, that there's something that I can share and somebody can benefit from the way that I lead my life, because it's a very unusual lifestyle in a very unusual area. And not just now that I live here, but also so my life on the road and, being from South Africa, my life doing some TV work for about 10 years here and in South Africa and all that stuff. But I got bills to pay too and financial goals to reach. So I can't do a bunch of labors of love everywhere and not. So it takes priority for me to do the things that put money on the table. I am interested to hear what kind of stuff you are interested in hearing from someone like me, and I'll be happy to entertain them. Find me on OnlyFans. Not yet, but maybe that'll be up too by the time you hear this. All right, thank you so much. Let me get off this now because the sound's probably fucked. So I open up my door. It was starting to get super hot and I don't want to sweat. I just took a bath. Toodaloo.